lucky one.
We Are the Lucky Ones is a registered 501c3 nonprofit organization. Our mission is to document experiences from the luckiest fans while celebrating the finest fans. We accomplish our mission in several ways: writing show recaps, interviewing fans at shows, and hosting a podcast, giving fans many ways to share their stories. We are always accepting sponsorships and donations. If you are interested in contributing, please visit our website, www.wearetheluckyones.org, or send us an email, watlopodcast@gmail.com. Before we get started with this episode of We Are the Lucky Ones podcast, let's give a shout out to a few of our sponsors. Thank you to Simpson Yancey Law, Letter 9, and Magic and Glory. Enjoy the show.
All right, welcome back, everyone. Thanks for tuning in to We Are the Lucky Ones. And lucky indeed today, a podcast episode going down. Stoked to have a guest here. Now, don't get overwhelmed here, Joe, with getting two hosts and one guest. We'll try not to, ask too many questions, but we're super excited to learn more about you.
I'm very excited to be here. Thank you guys for having me.
All right, first of all, tell us your name, my man.
I'm Joe McConaty. That's my name.
Yes, sir. And Joe and I are from the same state, actually, as fate would have it, the Centennial State. So whereabouts you from, my man?
Denver, Colorado. God's country.
Colorado. Born a mile high.
That's exactly right.
As an
And
elevation.
remaining there. Yeah, close to the gods.
Born, raised, and remaining a mile high. It's incredible, my man. Well, it's always good to meet another person that was, exposed to this much radiation as a child and turned out as a better human being for it.
That was good. That was good.
Your setup is incredible. You're looking amazing. Your sweater is chic, my man.
I figured we might as well look like a grandfather as best we can, right?
It's incredible. You are gonna be our head of production from here on out. So we're gonna be getting your secrets. So we are the Lucky Ones is our organization, and we focus on all live music, but let's be honest, one of our most favorite bands of all time is Widespread Panic, and I know that you also are quite fond and you enjoy a great deal.
Yeah, I think those boys are okay.
And being part of the Widespread Panic tribe. So tell us a little bit, how did you get into Panic? Maybe your first show, or what grabbed your leg, so to speak?
So my cousins, growing up, were always fans of the Dead and Panic and the bands that matter.
Right.
And when you're younger and they're like 5, 8 years older than you, everything they do is cool.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember Without a Net was the Grateful Dead album that crossed my path first, and then I got into all the Dick's Picks and the whole biz. And then Panic happened probably like early high school, that kind of stuff. On a tape that I remember putting in the cassette in the car, and you kind of go, oh, well, this is really good. And I remember best pal of mine went up and saw him at Red Rocks in like 95 maybe, and he came back and he goes, it was really, really different than you would think it would be. He's like, they're just kind of like just a bunch of Southern bros that are just on the stage having fun. They don't really talk, and they just kind of get down to business. And I was like, cool, I'm into it. And then delayed my first show for whichever reason, but then Keystone 2000 was the Virgin experience. And then ever since that's it. That's like the band, which is the good news.
You were at that show at Keystone.
Oh, yeah.
It was at that tiny little amphitheater by the river or something like this.
Yeah, it was like an old ball field. It was like a baseball field, dirt diamond,
Oh,
Um,
wow.
it was not, this was not Red Rocks. This was not anything terribly special, but it was gas. And I mean, that
Incredible.
show will go down in infamy as one of the greatest in the history of the entirety of the band. Period.
I've heard other people talk about that show, actually. One of my good friends from Utah, actually, husband and wife met at that show. Um, so good things were afoot, definitely.
Oh,
So coming off that Keystone run, and then you've stayed in Denver for most of your adult life.
I moved out to New York for a dozen years after college and saw a bunch of Panic out in the Northeast.
Okay.
Um, a different a different vibe, a different feel, a different experience, but still gas. And if they had trouble getting people to the venue, then they hopped on board with the Almonds, and then together everyone would go, which was that tour in like 10, 11, 9, something like that. You remember that band or that tour with the Almonds?
Yeah,
I would
I
have
think it
to,
was
that was
8, 9,
mainly in the
10-ish.
Northeast.
Ish. Yeah, those late aughts.
That was
Yes.
definitely a transitionary time for the band.
No
Well,
question about it.
2011 is one of my favorite of modern era for Widespread. So would you say Widespread Panic is one of your most favorite bands of all time?
Period.
Your
Hard,
favorite band?
very simply, yes. I mean,
Absolutely.
without question, my favorite band. I think the greatest band in the history of the world is the Grateful Dead. Um, and I
Facts.
think, say it again.
Facts. That is a fact.
Oh, I thought you said PAX. I was like, are we
Oh
talking
no, I
about
said
peace?
fact.
Okay.
F-A-C-T-S.
Yeah, but
Sorry.
peace
Fact.
too.
We'll edit that out, Biz. Agreeing.
No,
Carry
no.
on.
So like, but I've thought about this a lot, the distinction in the Dead and Panic and how you kind of explain and communicate this, especially to people that don't really get it. But I think that the Dead it transcends a band. It transcends so many different things. I think in truth, the Grateful Dead is American mythology. And that is the bedrock of everything that we do in the musical world. Um, and thank God for it. But then those boys out of Athens came along and really beefed the whole thing up.
Mhm. True mastery of storytelling and myth and just drawing these stories that are as old as humanity out in a musical form,
So true.
over and over again. And the stories, there's a common thread, but it's different every time, which is the best way you can tell a story
No question.
in my mind. So, have you been to an ungodly amount of Red Rocks runs, having stuck around in the Mile High Empire all this time? Have you been to them all, or I guess when you were in New York, you missed a few?
Right. I think I missed a year or two when I was in New York, but not many. I'll tell you that much.
Nearly every Red Rocks run.
Yeah, since '01.
That's incredible. I mean, it's amazing to think that you could just never leave Colorado and have seen Panic so many times. And I mean, they
Ungodly
are
amount.
the undisputed kings of Red Rocks as far as number of sellouts and whatnot and what else. Based on
Well,
what this,
Jeffrey, as you know, that those 3 days, that weekend in June,
Mhm.
uh, it's a family reunion, and people fly in from wherever they are, um, and for 3 days, all bets are off. You get away with murder. No one is keeping an eye on you. Like you just it's and I think we're supposed to grow up and kind of transition into it, but it's the same stuff, and it's the same crew, and it's the same people, and it's the same family, and it's the same, and we're lucky to have it. And if when they swipe that from us, I'm gonna have a bone to pick with Buck and Co. down there
Mm.
in Athens.
Do you have a favorite memory or like an experience while they're playing or just at the show that you want to share?
Favorite. Um, come back to me on that one because I'll
It
give
doesn't
that some
have to be
thought.
Red Rocks.
We
Right.
love stories
We love
here, and
stories.
we know you got some good stories. So we want to hear a good story about Red Rocks, and it's you don't have to be, doesn't have to be the best one, but I know that there's some stories there. while you let
So
that bubble up to the surface, I just have one more. Maybe this is almost a philosophical question, but I think you could speak to it.
bring it, man. I've got my grandfather's sweater on.
So there's something about Colorado and widespread panic.
Yep.
There's some sort of connection there. Now, we all know widespread panic, they're not all from Athens. They met in Athens. The band is technically from Athens, GA. Um, we all know about the legendary Sit and Ski Tour of 1996. Um, that was already, the picture of the band sitting in some cafeteria at a ski hill with JB had like his goggles on and they're looking at the ski map, trying to find where the green circles are, where they can go down without breaking their
Right.
legs, you know, and so they could still play the show. But so that was obviously a primer, and other bands have talked about this. I mean, um, I know Trey has talked about it, like the first time he saw the Rocky Mountains when they were driving across in their van, that it blew his mind. And I know it blew the probably widespread panic's mind, but where do you think this kinship, like where was this forged? This like Colorado and widespread panic? Because just looking at it on paper, it doesn't automatically merge this southern, band that suddenly is now affiliated with Colorado. I mean, what do you think? What's the connection all about, man?
Um, that's a good question. I don't, I mean, on paper, it doesn't make sense. Um, but in that way, it makes all the sense in the world. And there's never anyone that doesn't want to go to Colorado for a weekend a year, right?
Mm.
I mean, it's God's country for a reason. And if it can become a destination for the band, and all of us, then two birds, one stone. And I also think that they wanted to get out of their nucleus of the Southeast, and get a leg in elsewhere in the country. Um, and I think that was the whole bear thing, right? I mean, so once he came out to Telluride, he goes, dudes, this place is absurd. Sends the postcard to Athens, and then they come out and they gotta go, oh, and because of the dead, and because of, I mean, it's a thing that the music that we've all been entranced by it's found a home here, and the band recognized that, and they've been rolling with it ever since, and thank God.
I
Right?
think, yeah, I think that's as good as answer as any, my man. I mean, it's two things that are in a way radically different, but they both are based in having a good time, really. I
100%.
mean, growing up in Colorado, I remember I didn't really have anything to compare it to, but like the fact that it's like our activity was like to go to this ski hill and to like just do fun things and be outdoors and just it was such an innocent time when I grew up in Colorado. It was accessible to everyone. And I mean, it's interesting to me too, being at widespread panic shows. I'll meet a guy and he has this thick Southern accent. I'll say, "Where are you from, brother?" He's like, "Oh, I'm from Denver." And I'm like, "Well, where are you from?" He's like, "Well, I'm from Alabama, but I live in Denver." And I think all those times of all these people coming out do the pilgrimage, then they're like, you know what? Let's move out here.
All
Let's
over.
stay in Denver.
Literally.
Why? We can be here all the time. So I think this might be a stretch, but I think widespread panic has had a huge influence on the social scene in Denver and Colorado in general by attracting so many cool people from the South and other places that were like, nothing against the South, but maybe some of their ideals, some of their political concepts, some of the things they like to do for fun maybe didn't fit it as well in Alabama,
That's why I
and
moved
they're
to
able to get away
Denver.
with it in Denver.
Yeah, get away with murder here
So,
forever,
I
right?
had never been to Colorado and drove from Michigan to Red Rocks 2011.
I'm
Went to
sensing a
Panic,
theme here, Danny.
and then I was like, I want to live here. And less than a year later, I was living there. So that exact thing you just said is how I
mhm.
ended up there for 10 and a half years.
Something we said? Did we do something wrong? How come we lost you?
It was time.
Sensible.
She decided to go travel the country.
It was time.
Well, it is, yeah, you saying it's a homecoming, that means a lot to me because the last few years for Red Rocks, I've gotten to come home, stay at my sister's house and just soak it up. And I'm like driving to Red Rocks or just like looking around. I'm like, wow, I missed this. I forgot what the sky and there's something about it. It's a magical land. It truly is.
Is there somewhere in the venue you like to be or like a specific line you usually are in?
Yeah, I mean, school side, 95% of anything I've ever, I mean, like every now and then I go over to Mikey or Jimmy's side, but probably literally a few times ever.
So what do
Um,
you do, upper south?
that changes according to where we can get dropped off now. But in the olden days, we used to go to the Reggae Boy lot, which is the one closest to the road that you take up towards Evergreen. So I don't know what they call it directionally, but um, we used to have a place up there in the olden days and we had a 1977 Ford truck, with one of those sticks that comes from the base of the truck, but it comes up and it's like this long.
Yeah.
And so you'd have this pickup truck, and we would load all the boys in the back and go back and forth um, to the shows. And by the grace of God, we're still alive, and everyone else that was on the roads during those days is still alive too. But I mean, you talk about those core members. Those were, yeah. I mean, that was living when you go back and forth in a pickup with all your pals. Yeah, that was good. Those were good days.
Yeah.
Do you have a particular song or moment? I mean, each Red Rocks run kind of has their signature, like the certain cover, encore, bust out. Is there like a moment that's like the where were you? You remember where you were standing,
Um,
what you were wearing, what lot shirt you had on, who you were standing next to?
I used to hawk shirts in the lot in the olden days, and they said going to CJB on a Colorado license plate. Um, and I'm a salesman. So when you start going in those early years and you see folks peddling stuff around the lot, I was like, well, I want to start hawking some shit. So we made these shirts and made them for years, not too long, but 7 years. Um, did that answer your question? What was
Going
the?
to see JB. Those are your shirts. Do
Oh
you see
yeah,
him in the wild? My question was if there was a song or a moment, but that just sticks out for you. But do you ever see those shirts in the wild still?
yeah, yeah. Walk up, yeah, yeah, yeah. Those are fun. Um, the that summer '01 Sunday. Um, there was something that's my favorite show I've ever been to. 624, I believe it's 624:01. Um, when JB comes out and goes, "Morning, everybody," and then drops into that please. That whole show is, yeah. And I'll never forget where I was that when we left Mikey the year after. Um, and then we were up in Montana backpacking and along the Madison. Um, and I remember we came out from the woods, and I guess we already had phones at the time. But we immediately opened up our phones when we got back to the car. We were gone for however many days in the backcountry. And the first thing we looked at was um, Mikey news. And he passed since we were in back along Madison. And then we came back to town, and then that's when that Fiddler show happened. Um, Probably the worst show in the history of Panic. I
Yeah.
mean, it just didn't work, but it was good for the sake of all of us to come together. Um, Yeah, and you don't forget those shows. You don't forget those weekends. Those are fun.
I can't wait to
That's
listen to
very
that show. Thank you.
Go do that.
I saw I was reading the notes and it looks like JB rapped Surprise Valley during Can't Find My Way Home. And then
Absolutely.
they encored with Surprise Valley, which was they wrote after their first visit to Colorado, I think.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the first one was coming out of halftime, I believe. First song. And it may be the best surprise of all time too. And they took their time getting into it. It wasn't like they were just fluffing it and getting it out there and just, I mean, it took,
Yeah,
two
the
or
first
three
one
minutes.
was opening the second set in '99, the Saturday
Exactly
show.
right.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah, and it was fire.
Looks like another really good one.
Do that. Go down that road.
Yeah, listen to all the Red Rock shows. I love tasks like that.
It's never a bad idea.
No, it's great homework for all of our
100%.
interns.
Do you have interns?
We're all interns.
Good. Good. Well done. I like that.
yeah.
All right, well, since you mentioned going to see JB,
Yeah, tell us more. Let's go ahead,
yeah,
Danny.
I'm gonna pull the curtain and find the man that's probably not mean. Where, I kind of feel like I'm talking to a celebrity, given the fact
Uh,
that you run the Going to See JB Instagram account. So tell me, like, when did you start that, or where did you get that idea? How did that all come to be?
there's the PG version, and that is I I would I in the olden days I'd get all gassed up on coffee and I remember running around New York and you just you get excited and the energy gets you and so I would send clips to my panic boys and I'd say, but listen, what you need to do, start this one. Don't listen to it. I want you to start it at minute 2:27 and insist on that. And so that happened for many, many years. Um, and then there was a night before the world really knew about the effects of Ambien. Do you guys know of the drug Ambien, the sleeping med? Yeah. Um, and so, and that there was a bottle or two of wine, and maybe an extra Ambien. I don't know. And this is, we'll keep this between us. And the next thing, like no recollection. And in my defense, you don't really, and they're legal drugs. Like, do I need to apologize? But
No, never.
needless to say, there's no more Ambien being taken. I sleep like a prince. But that night, I guess I got whatever happens. And I woke up in the morning and you roll over and you open up your phone and I had a social media account and I had no recollection and I shared it with my panic pals going, boys, I have no idea. But just if you want to laugh like a bastard, take a peek. And then open it up the next day or that later that afternoon or whatever it was. And there's like folks crawling around on there, like commenting and liking and all the things. And then you kind of go, well, I mean, you may as well, right? I mean, like keep the spirits fed. And so in the morning it would continue.
Well, you have 36.9 thousand followers. I mean, we're a little
What's the number?
36.9 thousand. I mean, we're very
Yeah.
happy with our 1,400 followers. And I mean, this obviously you didn't have like social media goals or like a number you wanted to hit. You're not
Anything but.
trying to gain followers.
Anything but.
Amazing.
Yeah. And like, yeah. No, no, yeah, I think it's a good practice. It's a good thing to get up in the morning and kind of get a little bit of um, creative juices going and share it with the world. Um, and then once you get that out of your system, then you get on with your day. Um, and it's, it could be a lot worse than communing with your pals in the morning and chasing some music. And usually you were at the shows, right? And
Well,
you
yeah,
kind of
tell
go,
me
you
how you
remember
get the
when you
footage. Is it your footage or do people submit snippets to you?
all the above,
Okay.
all the above. And there's a lot more out there. Um, and if anything, when you mentioned the numbers before, if there's any benefit to those numbers, it is that more people know um, of it and us getting together and want to share with the party. And now Turner over at the Sandbox channel, he's taken it. So and I've gone back and forth with 100 people about how do we take VHS tapes or old the people who've got it on DVDs and get it on the World Wide Web, and he's doing that, right? Which is
Right.
beautiful.
Sandbox channel. Yeah, well, he's linking up soundboard audio with like the
Oh,
old VHS, video feeds, which is amazing.
what he's doing
I
is
mean,
The
an
Lord's
enormous
work.
gift to all of us.
Yeah.
absolutely. I mean, I can't even imagine, because those probably the time signature probably doesn't line up perfectly from some old VHS tape and then like a soundboard recording. So he probably has to have some really sophisticated editing ability.
He's good.
That's amazing.
That 97 show from Charlotte, did you guys see that one?
I think
I
you
haven't
posted
checked
a
it out
clip
yet. I
of
want
it
to.
that I saw.
Oh, I as many as I can. It is, I mean,
And you're
Panic in 97. That was like the Dead in 77. There were the
agreed.
89, but everyone had cameras for the Dead then. Um, but 97 gets no love when it comes to video.
Yeah.
But that show and the way that he sunk the soundboards that he found, I mean, like that thing is 24 karat gold.
So do you post? It sounds like you don't really have much of a strategy, but do you post kind of clips from all the eras or do you focus on, you know, the late
All the
90s?
above.
Yeah.
All the above. Yeah. It's got to be good, right? It's like Jerry Seinfeld's approach to funny, right? So someone called him out for having too many white males on his comedians in cars, and he goes, there's no consideration given at all. The one prerequisite is funny. You could be left, right, girl, guy, and any color in the rainbow. It doesn't matter. If you're funny, we can talk. And the same thing about Panic. Like, it doesn't matter, but it's got to be good. That's it.
So JB is your favorite?
Yes. And also, I mean, like, I think he was the one with the vision, right? He's the one that saw what it could become, and he convinces Mikey, who's scared of his own shadow. He goes, "Okay, listen, just do whatever you want to do. If you want to hide behind your hair, if you want to sit down, if you want to obstruct yourself, if you want to do whatever you want to do, but just play the fucking guitar and sing, and then I'll do the frontman stuff." And I think that combo ought to work. And I think that there's going to be some people that want to hear that. And so Mike goes, okay. And then Dave comes along, and then you got a band pretty soon. But I think JB was the dude who goes, okay, this is how I think we need to manipulate it and do it and present it um and he's the frontman. He's fucking rock and roll, right?
Have
I
you
mean,
met
he's
him?
no, and I don't want to. None of them for that matter. And this, I get this question a lot, but no, no, I'm cool. Um, yeah, they're musicians, and the music that they bring, that's their value. That's what I want them for. Um, if I did meet him, I'd tell him, thanks. Thanks for doing what you do. But no, that's their own private world and their own private lives, and I don't need to jump in the middle of their worlds.
So you don't have a burning question you would ask JB after all the footage you've seen and posted and loved on?
I don't think so. No, I mean, so he's a writer, right? I mean, um he's a fan of the written word. Um, and I think that comes out in a lot of the tunes and more so of late. I think he goes back to that um, woo-woo center of Laura's.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and he just kind of enters a different realm. And thank God, because we got to keep him alive, right? But I mean, we're seeing a version of him come out of late that's fun to watch this whole thing.
Is there any particular song that you chase when you go see him?
Um, I think it, has everything to do with the setting and the time of year and the time of day and what's been on the shelf for a while. We're all fixing for a bin this year, right? I mean, it's been a minute since it's dropped. So I've been banging on the table about that. But you never know. I mean, they can put it on ice for a little bit. Yeah. I mean, you get a JB doing a Genesis. And when the Genesis hits, like, let's go, right?
It's been a while for that
Um,
too, I think.
say it again.
Atlantic City. It's been a while for that one too, I think.
Atlantic City
Atlantic
last year.
City. Yeah,
I can believe that.
I think.
Gradle, I'll take a Gradle all day long. Let's go. Diner's that Jack forever. The disco. I heard JoJo do a disco. Just him on the piano. And there's party that goes, to what degree are these tunes what we've made them to be in conjunction with the setting of the live experience? And my brother always jokes, he goes, the way that music, what it does to your brain waves is it's worth scientific study because the effect that it has on you, and it's true, right? I mean, like, but in that live situation, that experience is, and you share it with all your pals, there's party that goes, well, I wonder if that's really it. But I watched JoJo on the piano doing a disco. The tune holds up. It's a beautiful, beautiful song. That Augie Disco Diner from last year. Let's go,
Mhm.
boy. Like the
Mhm.
the energy from that one was it has no equal. So I think Augie's got to happen. That's the next time I get on a plane to go see
They,
them.
they,
I was
yeah, they
gonna
leaked
ask you
that.
how many shows you go to in a year or runs or, how often you travel.
Yeah. You mentioned 11. I saw probably a couple dozen in 11 and 13. Um, Otherwise, we'd get on a plane at least once a year and then 3 nights at the Rocks. And then they'd come to New York for a couple nights. So, if you get 10, that'd be a great year. And then nowadays, I'm sad to admit that we don't get on the plane anymore. But I think that's going to change for Augie this year. Um, and then Red Rocks, of course, and then whenever they come to Denver. But if they're going to go up to Jackson, we'll make that drive.
Let's do it.
Do that.
Well,
Let's
we'll see you
party,
in
dude.
Augie for sure.
Oh,
Summertime. We're going,
yeah. So
bro.
are you guys going to do Augie this year?
Yeah.
We're going to see JB, my
Good, as well you should.
man.
It's a noble
On
endeavor, you
repeat.
see.
I was just looking up the last Let's Get Down to Business was in Memphis the year they played in 24 there, 524 24 when they played that um 2 day run when they had the Paul Cawthon and Margot Price sit in, but it
Right.
was the um opening number. That was yeah. So it's been a minute.
We're getting it about every year.
Yep.
So
Such great songs like that. I
Time's a
mean, once
ticking.
you're lucky to get it once a year.
100% entirely.
We're gonna put
St.
together
Augustine.
a 2025 annual report of
Wait, try
all.
that again?
We are the lucky ones. We are gonna put
Yes.
together a 2025 annual report with
Perfect.
dissecting a bunch of stats for songs. So, for
Well,
example,
you're
there's
very
been
good at
one
it.
stop go that things like that. So,
I'm
Danny is
excited
good
to
with
see this
stats.
annual report.
oh yeah,
Um, we're trying to just keep up with you, my man. So, being having a significant, a sizable, audience on Instagram. First of all, do you feel did it increase your weight in the game or a bit of like, wow, now you realize I got to put something out good because there's 35,000 people that are going to see this plus maybe more, obviously. Did you get any more like invested or nervous or more focused on your craft there as the numbers started to grow?
No,
See, you just
no,
you
zero.
kept the recipe the same, dude. That's the secret to success right there.
Oh, yeah, we gotta put together something cool. Put together something
It
that
is cool, man. Like the what you write on there is just real off the cuff, about like going to the Sunday sermon and this and that.
it's
It's good.
coffee. It's a marvelous
I'm a big
drug.
fan
are
of
are
going
you
to
the only one
CJB.
who
Good.
manages the account, or do you have
Yeah,
a
just
team of
me.
people posting?
Just me.
Now,
Amazing.
what's your inbox like? I mean, do you have like just lots of people, random people DM you that you don't know, or like this and this, and
Like
people saying, I
me
want to
asking you to be
collab?
on our podcast.
Hmm.
Are you getting hit up?
The good news is it's just music. And it's just people that want to share good music and see good music and be a part of good music, um, and party together, right? So
Hmm.
folks curious if I'm going to go to the show this coming weekend or if I'm there, or um, but ultimately nothing that nothing more than just having more friends is the good news.
It is a good way to make friends.
Oh,
These little
panic
I
people are
should
the
send
best
you all
people.
my JB-isms from 2025.
Put that in the annual report.
Yeah, we've been trying to transcribe, what each JB rap, and yeah, it takes a lot of careful listening, pulling it back and trying to,
Oh yeah.
um,
I wish there was a way
and
to
then
slow down the audio.
I think you can probably find an AI tool for something like that, right? They tell me it can do
Probably.
everything, and it usually can.
Probably. Well, thank you so much. Is there anything else you want to share with Panic Nation?
No, no, I don't. I think I appreciate you guys doing what you do. I appreciate you looping me in here. I appreciate you guys checking in the morning just to be sure that the output is up to par. Um,
Of course.
yeah,
And go to CJB.
you're goddamn right. Why
Yeah.
not? It's a noble pursuit.
it absolutely is. Well, I hope you've had a good time here sharing a little bit about your story and answering some questions here. It's been a pleasure of mine to get to meet you and every Panic fan is so unique and you never know what you're going to get, but I'm pleasantly, surprised to hear what you have to say and just yeah, man, keep doing what you're doing.
You didn't think you were gonna get a grandfather sweater?
I really appreciate the work that you do, man. I mean, like you're saying, it's just music. Yeah, you're doing this for the reason of something that you love, that's innocent and sublime. And for that, I am very grateful.
Yeah.
Oh, and it's fun. It's a ball, right?
Well, and
Like
you
every
bring so
morning you
much
kind of go,
joy to so
yeah,
many people.
it
And
brings me as much joy. And so I'm
oh,
glad that we can all share it.
it's so great. All right. Well,
Long
thank you,
live the
Joe.
boys. Long live you two, too.
This has been a production of We Are the Lucky Ones, a 501c3 nonprofit organization built by fans and built for fans. Keep on keeping on, take care of each other, and we will see you at the show.